All right, supporters of Minneapolis Public Schools, in this month of a lot of budget conversations, I want to draw your attention to something that happened that was really different, really special, really unique. And that is the conversation in which special education support staff for students receiving special education services, we cut about 100 of those jobs. And we heard from lots of families and students that that was going to be detrimental to their ability to integrate into classrooms, to their ability to receive quality education. Director Joyner Emmerich went on a massive deep dive study into the funding of special education hours. So like if you want to think about this thing called an IEP, if you are a student who receives special education services, you have an individualized education plan that is a contract between the caregiver of that student and the district. And Director Emmerich went through a lot of studying, deep dives, lots of questions and conversations, and found that if we made cuts this deep, we weren't actually going to be honoring those contracts. In addition to that, Director Emmerich was able to work with folks at the Davis Center to really see that there were places that we had money that we were leaving on the table inside of special education. And look, I'm not here to blame anyone for our lack of always knowing where the money is. Minneapolis Public Schools is underfunded. We are, in all sense, like limping along with a lot of really great people trying their best, and some people not trying their best, to be honest. No institution has that. And so it, with cuts and cuts and cuts to the finance department through the years, to other departments through the years, right? It's not shocking that we were not collecting or intaking $5 million that we were owed in order to serve students, right? And so there's this moment in the meeting where Director Abdi and Director Emmerich might be my VIP board members of the month because they've been asking really good questions and really doing great board work, even when they don't necessarily always agree with the outcome. And I really respect that. But Director Abdi is asking our senior officer of finance, like, could it be possible that we've been missing this $5 million for many years? And Senior Officer Diep said, maybe. Now, look, nobody likes to admit mistakes. It's kind of hard to hear that there was money that we could have been leaving behind because that's a lot of positions and for kids that need them. And I really appreciated an honest answer in a boardroom during budget season in a hard time. And I'm going to name that reality. I really appreciate Director Emmerich taking the time, listening deeply, working through the research, and not just saying, okay, if someone says this, then this is what we have to trust. But like, wait, we have to make sure we're doing right for students, and taking the time to really dig. I think that's incredible. It's an incredible public service. And when we brought back 57 of those jobs, I think it was 57 of those jobs, it's only half of what we had before, but it's also it'll be a pretty big gain for those students and their families. And so these are hard times. It's hard to see some of these cuts. I'm challenged by it. I want our district to get serious about what we are going to do long term. But this was a real moment of honesty and of reality inside of a district that has some real honest struggles, and I appreciated it.
We got this $10 million, same students, and how long would have been this going on? We can just say like, okay, this has been happening maybe 10 years. We will be undercharging, or like we didn't have the manpower to kind of audit this, So I just want to kind of look through and see what we have learned to kind of maximize the revenue that we are due to.
I'll start, and then Ibrahim, I'll toss it to you. We've learned quite a bit over the past 6 months regarding special ed, billing, reimbursements, how to capture funds. So our team has learned quite a bit, and in addition to what Senior Officer Diop is saying, now that we know that we should have been capturing those expenses, we will certainly do that moving forward. And then Ibrahim, I can send it off to you.
Yes, and I would echo what the superintendent said and say directly to your question, in terms of capacity, just now we're putting together a team in finance that would be, a team that would be working in collaboration with special ed to make sure that we maximize our revenue in terms of tuition billing and third-party billing. And so in the previous year, we did not maximize our revenue in that area. Knowing what we know now, had we known that, then we would have done that. And so we're doing this now because for me, I have to say I'm not an expert in special ed. At the same time, what I am more interested in is to increase our revenue and decrease our expenditures. And so we're doing it now, and we'll make sure that every year we maximize our revenue in that area.
So in educated gas, like this could have been going on for several years. And this, like not capturing all those revenue that we do has been going on several years. Is that fair?
Yes, it would be a fair statement.
Yeah, okay.